What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Mostly Gaming here, and today we're back with another episode of account coaching series featuring Santa's Ducklings account. And as you guys can see, he is a relatively younger account, I'll say. He is a 9-digit account that starts with 152. So definitely younger than my account, my main account, but older than my Restar account. He's sitting at 72 million power, 404 million kill points. I see. And yep, it looks like he hasn't won any altars. Some wins on Ark of Osiris. Does not seem like he's participating too much on Ark of Osiris and Champions of Olympia. But let's take a look at his account. He's VIP 17. That's really, really nice. Gives you that extra 5% all damage. But it does look like he has not played for a long time. You guys can see that he has been consecutively logging in for only 342 days. But considering his account stage, I'm assuming that he had a long break or he quit the game and came back. Whatever it is, the case might be. Yeah, he has not logged in every day for sure. But VIP 17 is always nice. And he's currently running Qin Shi Huang, Zhuge Liang, Ho Arthur, and Yucha Scipio. So those are the three marches that he is currently running, which I'll go over in a little bit of what I would suggest him do. Although the Qin Shi Huang seems to be at 5521, which is really good either way. And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into his marches. He's currently Let's go ahead and first take a look at his first march, which is his Ho Chu Bing. You guys can see that he has very good, very nice standard equipment for legendary equipment for a cavalry. The fact that he has a dagger is a little bit of gray zone, but I'm assuming that he crafted this during KVK 1 or 2, so that's fine. And then he does have unit capacity accessory, which is good. When you don't have legendary accessories, you can still use those epic accessories here and there. And he's sitting on Wedge formation with Craze, which is really nice. Fit is okay. The fit is actually amazing. Artisan, I think, gives you all damage, and Warflames. So very good for a non-maxed out set, I would say. Non-legendary inscription set. I think these are really, really good armaments with inscription, so that's nice. 11% attack, 9.5% defense, and 6.1% all that health. All in all, combined together, that is what, like 27% of stats, despite the fact that he is missing some rerolls, is really nice. All right, let's go ahead and move on to his second march, which is Liu Che, who's blinking, who's actually has his eyes closed, which is interesting. But anyways, very very standard infantry set 2, non KVK weapon, helmet, and then gloves. Although he does have a slot for one extra non-set piece for bonus. So if possible, I would say maybe he can look into potentially replacing the Shio's return with Eternal Empire set. Is that what it's called? The infantry one? Yeah. So that he can get the extra 10% march speed, but this is fine. This is nothing out of ordinary. And then he does have one epic accessory, which is for unit capacity, which is also nice. He's sitting on Tremors, Onslaught, Warhunger, Warflame, Smite, which is all good armors, I believe. But some lower stats in general, though, than the cavalry one. You can see that these are 8%, so about 16.7% ish stats for infantry. But I see that he focused more on the inscriptions, which is nice. All right, and moving on to Archer set that he has, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting in terms of the equipment. As you guys can see, he is sitting on one KVK helmet, critted, and then he's sitting on two dragon breath set of chest piece and weapon, which is a little bit of a question mark because he already crafted the KVK helmet, but he has weapon, but he also has non-set pieces of pants and gloves, and he's sitting on one epic boost. So yeah, this was the hardest part of this video, by the way. Figuring out what could be the best solution to actually making this into a usable set. Obviously, the test set for the archers are probably the one thing that is most difficult to use. The most non-meta piece within the whole set. But other pieces are actually usable in today's field ever since the new KVK crystal tech changes actually did take place. So I spent most of my actually time making this video, figuring out what should be the best options for him to utilize everything without dismantling too much. So that's something that is very interesting. Again, the wedge formation with Craze, Devious, Assertive, Artisan. I think Assertive gives you all damage, Devious gives you skill damage, Artisan gives you all damage, which is really, really nice. Craze is really nice too. No health, but 1.9% defense is nice, 3.5% march speed is nice. And then attack and defense is nice, but then again, stats are in the lower end because he didn't reroll any of those. But overall, pretty good setup. And then he did tell me that he only has 5 gold tests left, so he is still working on Qin Shi Huang. And he has a limited number of commanders in his pool. I'm assuming it's coming from the fact that he has not logged in. There's some time that he has not actually logged into this account, especially 340 something days ago. That allowed him to kind of not continue his consecutive login days. So that is unfortunate. But he is sitting on Qin Shi Huang. No, what am I talking about? Ho Chi Minh expertise, Liu Xia expertise, Zhu Liang expertise, Scipio Prime expertise, Nevsky expertise, YSG expertise, Arthur expertise, which is nice. And then I think Joan of Arc Prime was 5515, and then Qin Shi Huang is being worked on 5521. So yeah, some limited selections, but it should be okay. And then the general issues, the most general issues that I can find overall is that commanders are being outdated, and he has low gold heads. He's running on Poe Arthur, Liu Xia Scipio Prime, and then Zhuge Liang Waishi are all outdated commander pairings. And the fact that he has lower gold head count is a bit of a problem. Well, probably the one thing that I would say is that no, actually, never mind. They're all pretty outdated in terms of commander. Maybe Huo Chu Arthur is still used by some people if they have GG, but yeah, outside of that, pretty outdated commander pairings overall. Equipment wise, priority, I would say the most important problem, despite the fact that he has all the archer equipment correction problem, the number one problem that he had is the fact that he doesn't have any legendary accessories, KVK accessories in specific. So I would say priority is craft the cavalry horn, and then Liu Che's horn, and then archer's ring. No horn in prep for Qin Shi Huang because Qin Shi Huang doesn't really need a horn, not as much as the ring. And then I would say potentially look into making marsh speed marsh speed critted. So that should be done with no problem. So I think that's basically what I would say. But then again, Liu Che, and then work on Liu Che's drum or horn, depending on whichever you crafted over here. If you crafted drum here, which is fine, then just go ahead and craft the horn here. If you craft the horn here, then go ahead and craft the ring here. Not ring, the drum here, so that it would actually benefit the 3 marches that you're running, is my opinion. And then when you're done with that, you can actually make some adjustment to your archer equipment setup. You can use it as is as you craft your archer accessories, but once you're done with the accessories, I would say just go ahead and correct the equipment. One thing that I would suggest is that dismantling the set is no risk. You're gonna lose some legendary materials, but that was already confirmed the moment that you crafted the test set. And then craft dragon breast pants and boots, and then craft the gloves, and then look to craft 2 archer set listed in the next slide is what I would suggest. And this is what I mean. So right now you have this piece right here, this piece right here, this piece right here, this piece right here, and then yeah, everything else. I think that is it, right? So what I can suggest is that you actually craft two archer setup, and by the time that you're done with all your accessories, as well as by the time that you're actually done crafting all of those setups, what I would think that is that you might actually be in luck to meet another really overpowered archer commander that could be used along with Chinshuang YSG, is my opinion. So I think you should, once you're done with your accessories, you should slowly craft the missing equipments so that you can eventually move into other equipments for your archer march is my recommendation, so that you can eventually have two archer marches. That's the most efficient way. This is the only way that I can suggest without dismantling the gloves. What I would suggest though is that you probably look into getting this one for your main archer march, and then craft this one into secondary archer march is what I would suggest. But outside of that, yeah, this is what I would suggest in terms of future archer sets for you. In terms of commanders, I'll say commander focus order. I'll say this is your current setup, and then just finish up your Qin Shi Huang so you can use Qin Shi Huang YSG. Qin Shi Huang YSG is the better combination than Qin Shi Huang Zhuge Liang. And then once you actually are done with that, I would say just go ahead and work on Achilles so you can get Arthur Achilles, Qin Shi Huang YSG, and then once or you can actually work on the new infantry commander too when he comes around. I'm assuming it's a smite damage commander. If it's super OP, I'll say focus on that commander over Archer, over Achilles. But if it's not, then you can go ahead and work on Achilles and then work on your infantry march so that you can have Liu Jie plus the new infantry smite commander, and then Qin Shi Huang Waishi and then Arthur Achilles. This is what I would recommend for your commander march lineups. In terms of armaments, though, there's no really real suggestion that I can give you. I would say just go ahead and focus on getting the legendary armament special inscriptions from the KVK shops. Once you win the autark and all that stuff. So that's basically what I would suggest. But outside of that, there's not really much that I can suggest you here. But yeah, this is what I'll suggest you in terms of commanders. This is and then the equipment was the most difficult one. But I think this and splitting it into two different archer sets is the best, most efficient and non-wasteful use of your materials at the end of the day. So look into this if you have time once you're done with your archer. Once you're done with your accessories for your legendary materials, accessories for your marches at the end of the day. All right, hope this was helpful for you, Doc. I know that this was a little bit of a shorter episode, but outside of that, everything else does look good. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If you did find this video helpful for yourself, though, not Duck, but everyone else, please go ahead and drop me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.